I think we are connecting. Let us have a look. If anyone from our wonderful, wonderful attendees on Zoom can just drop us a quick hi so we can see you on the chat. There you go. Thank you, Marcus. So everyone, welcome for another wonderful Thursday live trading room here with Samurai Day Trading. We have Lachlan here that is helping us at the trading pit with another wonderful live trading room. We are, as I mentioned, working on wonderful, great surprises for all of you guys with how the live trading room will soon look like. We're working on some great stuff. So prepare yourselves, guys. But until then, we're still here in this format. Also, I don't know if we've managed to turn on the translations or the captions. I mean, I think the captions are working, but guys, we're working on it. We're making everything accessible for everyone. We're working on it. Also, before I go, I will quickly mention that guys and girls, we do have our summer promo going on right now. So if you're interested in getting one of those prime challenges that are above 150 euros, you currently have 20% off with the code SUMMER20. So FYI, I'm just saying, if anyone wants to get that nice challenge that is above 150 euros, this is your chance to get it for actually a bit cheaper. So enjoy that. And I will let Lachlan proceed with the live trading room, and I will join you a little bit towards the end to say hello.
Sounds amazing. Thank you. I'm just writing down that discount code Summer Challenge, 20% discount TTP. All right. So let me that's actually really timely, ladies and gents. Let me just share my screen with you. We're getting along here. Just let me. There's as you can probably imagine, there's a couple of screens going on here. So we've got that running. Now, in a perfect world, guys and girls, in a perfect world, we should have the slides on the screen. G'day, Klaus. How are you? Hope you're fantastic. G'day, Dan Youngbeck. How are you? Hope you're fantastic. Right, we're all good, guys and girls. We've got a bit of speed behind us, which is fantastic. Now, that being said, let me get rid of this in the background. That's good. Let's get rid of it. Okay, perfect. So, guys and girls, welcome. As you can tell, it's probably 100% live, guys. None of this. No. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me just check. Are you allowed to chat to each other? Yeah, chat. Okay. Lots of you are sending messages directly to me, so no one else can see them. So the intentional secret squirrel messages are always good fun. For those of you that might be doing that by accident, I'm just warning you out. So, guys, look, again, as I do, guys, every session, welcome, guys, welcome. My name is Lockie. I'm going to be taking you through the session today. Again, there's some very exciting stuff, guys, going on in the background with TTP, particularly that US Open. So we're looking at an integration of a really smart recording, guys, and display software. It's light years ahead of Zoom, guys, light years ahead of Zoom. So again, a big thank you to TTP. They currently go through the integration with that, and then we can rock and roll. So, guys, we're going to run through this really quickly today. The reason being is we've actually got a fair bit to talk about. It looks like the markets are really angry, so that's going to make them quite good fun. So first and foremost, guys, why do we run a live trading room? I've been running European Open live trading rooms since 2009, guys, so late 2009, early 2010. Again, guys, the reason we do it is immediate proof of performance. Now, the reason we do that, there's a lot of opinions out there in the world, guys, about what works and what doesn't work in the game of trading. And I say it's a game, guys and girls. It's, in my humble opinion, correct me if I'm wrong, you're more than welcome to. As trading is a game of who can stay disciplined and patient long enough to make money. And one of the most important things about trading, guys, if your algorithm runs at around about a 92% strike rate, guys, it's very easy to recover from a losing trade with a series of winning trades. Likewise, if your trading strategy is running at about the 65% mark, maybe, early 70s, guys, it's actually quite hard to build confidence around that strategy. So what we want to do in the live trading room today is we're going to focus primarily on static trades, which run at a very high strike rate, incredibly high strike rate. That being said, we're going to build confidence in what we do. There's absolutely nowhere to hide. And guys, the AMA format, so for those of you that might not be aware, AMA format is Ask Me Anything. As the beauty of that format is if something pops up in the live trading room, then literally say, hey, Lockie, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that, guys? We're here to educate. As one of the reasons we're here to educate, it's quite exciting that TTP has that sale on, guys, at the moment, is because I've just finished a document, guys. It's 17 pages long, guiding you on exactly how to get funded and how to stay funded. What are your key KPIs? What are your risk tolerances? All of this kind of stuff. So for the members of Samurai, guys, that's going to be in your members area for you guys to study over the weekend. There is going to be a video series, guys, I'll put together on basically explaining that. For those that don't like reading, guys, you'll be able to watch the videos. But ultimately, guys, the live trading room itself is a foundation whereby you can not only compare the performance of other traders, but you can look at what they're doing, you can study what they're doing, and say, you know what, that suits my personality, that suits my lifestyle. So that's why we love live trading room formats. Now, that being said, guys, we've got a couple of compliance slides we do have to run through. First and foremost, guys, we are going to be trading futures today. Some are trading CFDs. Effectively, all of those instruments involve risk. Because we are trading on margin, it means we borrow a little bit of money every time we take a trade. There's even more risk. Now, mind you, guys and girls, it's not all negative. Guys, I say that everyone tends to focus on the negative. Oh, it's negative. Oh, there's all these risks. Guys, every time you take a trade, I think it's worth noting there's a risk of making money and there's a risk of losing money. Right. So what we want to focus on, guys, as professional traders, is we want to focus on the positive side of that equation, which is, all right, there's a risk of making money. That sounds pretty exciting. How do we do it, guys? The number one methodology to do that is wait for a valid trade and don't just jump in for the sake of jumping in. All right. So we are certainly not going to be doing that today. Now, guys, everything we do in the presentation today is general information only, guys, as much as everything we do today is based on the Samurai 101 education course, which is available, guys, through the Samurai company. As we do have to mention, everything today is general advice. Past performance of all financial products can't be used as an indication of future performance. And finally, market risk factors. Guys, because we're trading over the internet, guys, there are additional variables that we cannot control, such as internet speed, orders not getting filled, orders getting filled really well, orders not getting filled at all. Okay, so we've got to understand that as much as the internet's incredibly powerful, there could be some issues. There could be some issues as we roll through. So, guys, very brief history for those that don't know me, guys. I'm the co-founder, of Samurai in Singapore. We're literally coming up to our first birthday, which is very, very exciting. I started my trading journey in 2007 when I discovered futures trading versus forex trading. Guys, I started educating in 2009 because, in my humble opinion, there were just no decent trading schools in Australia, and I was at that point in time based in Australia. I've had the opportunity to travel the world, guys, teaching lots of people how to trade. Some of those traders have moved on, guys, to be very, very, very successful traders. Now, in saying that, guys, not all of those traders have been successful. Right, so you'll find what's the differentiator between the good and the bad traders? Guys, it literally just comes down to discipline and patience. All right, so we're going to work on that today as we roll through. Guys, Instagram, if you like Instagram, Samurai Day Trading, that's gathering momentum, guys, at this point in time. YouTube, also Samurai Day Trading, guys. If you've got any questions at all, info@samuraidaytrading.com. Guys, don't forget for the affiliates, all of you should have been paid your affiliate commissions. Guys, I don't laugh. Guys, I don't laugh as a nonchalant event. When I started my trading education journey, there was an affiliate program that the educator was offering, and I thought, wow, you know what? I'm actually going to build a team of traders around me, guys. So if you like affiliates, guys, or you like talking to people about what you do, please don't be shy. Guys, contact Samurai on that email address. Guys, they'll set you up and off we go. Now, guys, website content is continuing to be updated. So for those of you who are not members of Samurai, there's some really good content on the website for you to study. Guys, and for those that are members of Samurai, guys, inside the members area, there's even more content being added in. Something that is being added in, guys, right at this point in time, so it'll be ready for the weekend. Guys, ready for the weekend is a guide on how to interpret the 60-minute charts. So how do you interpret the 60-minute chart leading into a trading session so you can determine, guys, the direction the market's going to run. Now, I just want to highlight, guys, here is the draft document at this point in time. Guys, the reason I mention this is we are in what we call scenario number 4, guys, otherwise known as Asian drift. Okay, so there's 5 different scenarios for the 60-minute chart. leading from the Asian session into the European session. Guys, today is what we refer to as an Asian drift. Okay, so what we've got to be very, very careful of today, guys, is the Asian high and the Asian low. In scenarios 1, 2, and 3, we don't have to worry about it. Scenario 5, we don't care about it. Scenario 4, we are currently in an Asian drift, right? So this is where we're going to have our fingers. I'm going to delete that, or not delete it. Okay. Let me shut that down. Let me shut that down for you. The reason being is I'm going to decrease the load, guys, on my CPU. Now, again, the reason I mentioned that, guys, that guide is going into the members area as well. So if you're a member of Samurai, guys, just be aware that we're layering this content on top of each other, constantly just layering in. So everybody gets to study exactly what they want to study and perfect their trading accordingly. Now, guys, today we're going to focus on all of the reds on the left-hand side. That's what our screens are going to look like when we log into the live trading room. Guys, down the bottom, guys, let the market do the heavy lifting. One of the biggest lessons I can ever pass on, guys, to anyone in the game of trading, if you want to be really good at trading, guys, in the game of futures trading, there are only 2 teams. Guys, that is buyers versus sellers, and the stronger team has to win. Guys, if you are from the Forex trading arena, which a lot of people are, just be aware in Forex, you've got the buyer versus the sellers versus the broker, and the stronger team has to win. The broker controls your data feed. So what that ultimately means is Forex is typically a lot harder to trade well because there are 3 teams versus 2 teams. Now, guys, I'm not criticizing Forex, but we've got a lot of people switching from the Forex market, guys, to the futures market because they've realized that the futures market can't be manipulated against you while you're trading because there is no one on the other side of the market to trade against you. Now, some of you may not have heard that before, as that's why some of the futures trading traders we're going to work with today are running at an incredibly high strike rate, guys, like 94, 95% strike rate. The market doesn't always do what we're expecting, guys, but understanding that the futures market can't be manipulated against you. If you've got a really good algorithm and a really good way of pulling the market apart, guys, you can end up profitable day in, day out, which is always good fun. So, guys, on that note, let's jump into the charts. There's actually a fair bit, guys, there's a fair bit to go through here. So I'll just shut that one down in the background as well. That's good to rock and roll. Perfect. Okay, so we'll start down on the S&P 500, guys. So again, we'll start down S&P 500. FDAX is looking amazing, guys, for a little long. Amazing for a little long. In fact, they've literally, let's jump on the FDAX. We won't do the analysis just yet, but have a look, guys. Sellers own the stair step. Can everybody see they've just cruised down, touched the 50 of the day. They've picked up that black diamond delta there at 24207. So if you are a pre-market trader on the FDAX, guys, sellers clearly own the stair step. That there is a very, very strong buying candle giving you permission to buy the market. The sellers have retraced down, tagged the 50, guys, and picked up that delta and picked up that static bar reversal. Okay, so there is some good movement in the market today. Guys, generally the market, though, as we said, we're in a state of what we call Asian drift. Guys, the reason being is there's nothing really that sexy going on in the markets until the 9:30 p.m. news tonight, guys, in the US. That news will be quite important. All right, now, guys, what I've marked for you here, again, a little bit of a comment, guys, for the NASDAQ traders and S&P traders particular. We're going to watch the high and the low. Guys, now at this stage, we're looking for a fake out to the downside. All right, so again, don't be surprised, guys, if we sort of tinker back up inside. This is the Asian open just here, or sorry, the Asian low. Guys, don't be surprised. We might actually push back up inside the Asian low. They might try and punch you again to the downside, and then we're going to rock and roll Fibonacci wise. Now, one thing about the fibs today, they're a little bit hard to track down. Always a little bit hard to track down, and this is probably the reason why. So for the NASDAQ traders, what I want you to do, sorry, NASDAQ and S&P, what I want you to do, guys, S&P Fibonacci's are going to win today. So there's a Fibonacci disconnect between the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So, guys, as we typically do, we're going to keep a very, very close eye on the S&P 500 for permission to trade the NASDAQ. For permission to trade the NASDAQ. Okay, now, as on the 60-minute chart, as one of my favorite little charts to tinker on as we come into the open. As there will be, what have I got there? I've got a longer range Fibonacci on. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this one green. Okay, I'll show you exactly why I'm doing this. So I've got a long range fib on. Guys, the reason being is as these guys cruised up. Now, we spoke about this, guys. We spoke about this yesterday in our little live trading room. I'll go to the 4-hour candle. Remember I said, guys, to everybody yesterday, guys, it's highly likely that the NASDAQ is going to follow the S&P 500 Fibonacci. So the S&P 500 is likely to go to the 133 Fib extension. I'm not kidding. Guys, 133 Fib extension. All right, have a look at this. This you could not make this up. Have a look at that. So I said yesterday, guys, now mind you, yesterday, guys, it's live on YouTube, right? It's live on YouTube. So you can go to yesterday's YouTube video. It's actually, so we recorded the whole session yesterday. And I actually said in the pre-brief, guys, the S&P 500 is likely to drag the NASDAQ all the way to the 133 Fib extension before then reversing. Guys, now have a look at what happened last night. So that is the exact reversal point. Right? So after this beautiful, efficient, see this little efficient little candle here, this beautiful, efficient 4-hour candle. They then cruised up. They went climactic. So there's a 4-hour climactic reversal here, guys, that turned around and just destroyed the US Open. Just destroyed it, which is exciting because we know exactly what Fibonacci's the S&P 500 traders are using. Right, now dropping down to the 60-minute chart. At the moment, guys and girls, I've got my Fibonacci drawn up to catch them on the way down. There is a little bit of a catch here with the Fibonacci's. I think we might be using a 15-minute chart fib instead. Now, guys, that means the Fibonacci's probably going to go to there. Now, that explains, you see these 76.8s and the evil twins, as they're known right here. That explains why the market is only doing what it's doing. Okay, literally right here. It explains what it's ultimately doing. All right, so at this stage, guys, a slight disconnect between the S&P and the NASDAQ, but we will be able to manage that. Guys, we'll be able to manage that throughout the session. For the NASDAQ traders, oh, look at that. Ooh, that is really good. If we do close back inside, guys, if we do close back inside the Asian low, then I want the buyers, I want the traders on the S&P 500 to try and hold the long, guys, all the way through the 50 of the day, all the way up to this little amazing 60-minute long here. If we get back up there, guys, if we get back up there, we're probably going to head back up towards these green 76s all the way at the top here. All right, now that will mean that Europe is going to have to buy, guys, going to have to buy pretty heavily. Time is pretty good, guys, around about 12 minutes until the gun goes. So we'll just motor through this. Then I'll actually, let me turn my camera off, guys. Let me turn my camera off just in case the camera gets in the way, guys, just in case the camera gets in the way of the screen. So let me turn that off. Further to that, guys, and again, big thank you, guys. Big thank you to TTP for having having us in this session, guys. But also big thank you to you guys. Now, you might not be aware that last week, guys, in the live trading room, we had over 70 traders in the Zoom session last week, guys, as well as more than 50 people online, and one of the online services was actually off. So, guys, last week we hit around about 120 traders that were watching what we do. I was not mentioning all of the people that are watching the YouTube recording. So we are slowly, guys, but surely, guys, spreading the word that you can trade well every day if you know what you're doing. And I do think that's really exciting. Okay, so for the Nasdaq, guys, if we get down here, guys, okay, we need to be very, very careful. Guys, let me just squash that down. I'm going to put it down there for you. The reason being, guys, as much as it's the bottom of the fib, it's also a daily low. We could trigger a daily short. Guys, we could trigger a daily short down here. Just be aware the S&P 500's got to do a lot more work to get to that daily short. Right? So don't just take the daily short, guys, on the NASDAQ. Guys, as a breakout style trade, if you don't have the S&P 500 in agreement, the NASDAQ is not going to break. Guys, it's going to be a fake out and you'll get cooked. Right? So please don't do that. Now, as if we do close below this level on the actual open there, so if we close below this level, we're going to go for the 100% Fibonacci, guys, the 100% Fibonacci on the daily candles, the 100%, that one will do right there, 100% just there. All right, so if we do trigger this daily short, guys, we're likely to fall a relatively long way to the downside. Now, this shows me straight away my daily Fibonacci might need a little bit of improvement. That's the old previous high. Okay, so that's all right. We'll leave that on. We just need to know that level's down there, but it's pretty obvious. Okay, pretty obvious. Now, as again, if we hold below the Asian low, so I just put this here for you. If we hold below the Asian low, basically watch for Europe to fuel a pretty nasty sell-off. Right? So today, because we've got no European news, we've got no US news until 9:30 p.m. tonight, as we are going to be faced with a technical session, which means pivots and Fibonacci's are going to rule the roost. As what we're also going to do, let Europe run first, let them define what they want to do, and then we can rock and roll from there. Now, guys, really pivotal point in the market. Okay, that little extension right there. If we get above that extension, so if buyers hold above 23942, right, 23942, we basically want to hold for a long range long. Guys, anything under that, we're actually looking for more powerful shorts. Right? So I'd suggest today the market's going to fall faster than it rises. Now, what have I got here, guys? Watch 963 for a 4-hour reversal long. Let me put 963 all the way up the top of the jar here. So if we do get up around the previous pivot, we might be looking at 4-hour reversals. All right, and this is where the disconnect is, guys. I know there's a lot of information today, but the disconnect, guys, the sellers own the stair step on the NASDAQ. So the sellers own the stair step on the NASDAQ, guys. They don't own it on the S&P 4-hour chart. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, so at this stage, guys, we're going to watch these key Fibonacci extension levels. These were absolutely, there's this one here, guys, absolutely incredible. There's also this one here, guys, and again, where are we getting all this evidence from? If we have a look at the left-hand side, you've got many candles are honoring that monthly 200% extension. Okay, now, guys, while we're here, let me have a look at Steve's comment quickly. Let me have a look at this, guys. I've got news bursts going off in the background. We'll just turn those down. Hit your target, which was the 161 extension of the pattern change trend. Well done, mate. That's brilliant. This confirms that we are in wave 3, the smaller wave pattern. If the wave is overstretched, So, guys, I won't read this. Everyone can see Steve's comment. Let me just have a quick look. Okay. 23829. All right, so Steve is basically saying, guys, if we get down around 2-3, Steve, we've got a very similar little 23839 and 35. You've got 2382. So what do you got there? So if we do sell down, guys, 23829, okay, it's all the way down the bottom of the jar here. Right, now this would be 23829. That's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to join forces with Steve. All right, so this is the Lockie and Steve rectangle down the bottom here, guys. So we'll call it LNS down the bottom there. If we do retrace, guys, this is what I'm talking about, retracing to the 100% extension. Steve's got us retracing to the bottom of the box. As if Europe was to sell down, and I say that with all respect to the NASDAQ, you've got 1, 2, you guys have got a 3-phase complex retracement against an underlying downward trend. Now, what does that mean? Guys, the buyers are not impressing anyone. Ron, how are you? I hope you're brilliant. So what does it mean, guys? If we get a buying signal today, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, we must have agreement with the S&P 500. If we start getting big, efficient candles to the downside on the NASDAQ and the S&P, guys, just be aware the S&P 500 Fibonacci will win over the NASDAQ today, right? So we've just got to be a little bit careful of that. Okay, so what else have we got there? 23892, 23893, 23893, 23893. Yes. Okay. So, guys, if we get a little bit of a sell down, guys, if we get a little bit of a sell down at the start, Steve's like this number here. I love 23893. So if we do get a bit of a European sell down at the start, guys, we push through this level and fail badly, then we would be looking for a long on the NASDAQ if we have S&P 500 agreement. And I'm just looking, there's a long right there. It's a little bit old for us. It's a little bit old. So just watch that, guys. For those that don't like single touch reversals, then again, just wait for a double touch reversal or wait for the S&P 500 to ultimately give you the signal. All right, now, got 5 minutes to go, guys. So FESX, we've got a 4-hour short just here. Now, at this point in time, guys, they opened in the 4-hour short and fell away. Now they've closed back inside that 4-hour short. So watch very carefully, guys, on the European Open, because the 4-hour chart is ultimately our enemy if we are trading the FTAX and the FESXs in a trade. Yeah, they're on a triple 4-hour short. So guys, at this stage, we're going to trust the buyers a little bit. We're going to trust the sellers even more. What that means is we've got to be very, very careful that there'll be two forces playing here today on the European markets. Firstly, there'll be people that want to push up and close the gap, okay, which is great. But there's also going to be people that look at the 4-hour charts and say, right, we're in 4-hour shorts, right? So we're just going to, as if anything, very, very important for the opening candle traders. If you are going to trade the opening candle, just make sure all the proofs are in place. Color change after the 60 seconds. Watch for the step change. Watch for Fibonacci. Guys, and then look for your trade. For everybody else who say, you know what, Lockie, that's all too hard, guys, leave the opening candle alone. Guys, we get a ton of trades on the FDAX statically anyway, so we need to. We're very, very lucky, guys, on the FDAX. It's a very, very simple market to trade. My humble opinion. Now, for the DAXI traders, guys, if we hold above 2422, we're talking to buyers for what we call soft longs at this stage. As by soft long, I mean go for a long range target, but please control your risk quickly because the overall mood in the market is negative versus positive. As careful on the opening candle, I've mentioned that already. Just watch, guys, just watch for the OSR set. If you want to be really, really careful, the OSR set yesterday was absolutely brilliant and worked perfectly. If we do sell down, guys, very, 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 very popular, guys, 76 Fibonacci combined with an S1. Guys, if we do sell down, again, in line with what Steve has said, guys, if we sell down here and we tag the 50 fib on the 4-hour chart, that is a really, really common place for the FDAX to sell down to, guys. So don't be surprised at all. Guys, quite a timid little start, but don't be surprised at all if they get a little bit cranky. Now, what I am going to do, guys, I've got a fair bit of Fibonacci here, which is pretty typical for the FDAX. NQ 15-minute swing short setting up. Perfect. Let me just see what these guys are up to. I'm going to strip a fib here, guys. I'm going to strip a fib off. Yeah, guys, don't be surprised at all. I said guys and girls. So from the military, we used to just say boys or girls or guys. But again, so please don't be offended. If we sell down, guys, and get a lower low, that little 4-rated static bar reversal there is an absolutely incredible trade. Okay, incredible trade. So let me mark that 214, 214. Hey presto, guess what? guess what it combines with that static bar reversal. I've already put the circle on for you. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to get rid of one Fibonacci in here because I don't want all these fibs on when we start. All right. So don't forget, you've got a 133 and a 141.4 in this point in time. So 133 and 141.4. So if we do sell down, guys, if we do sell down and we hit these black lines, then we know why they're there, right? That's a 60-minute chart fib. The reason I'm doing that, guys, is that we will typically run a Fibonacci extension up, guys, or over the clean little stair step or the dominant candle. But most likely the FDAX is going to try and run to that 133 fib extension. Whoops, wrong button. That 133 before failing. Okay, typically that's what they would normally do. Okay, now at this stage, guys, if that's the market in 1 minute and 24 seconds when the gun goes, we won't be able to take a static bar reversal short straight into the previous pivot. All right, so just don't take a pre-top reversal straight into the pivot, as we might have to be a little bit patient today on the FDAX. Right. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to fatten the charts out. Okay, make sure the majority of these comments effectively are over there on the left-hand side. So when I fatten the screen out, we're just going to lose the detail. As we do that, if you're copy trading, guys, make sure you've got your copy traders turned on. Make sure your leader account is correct. Make sure your slave account is correct. That's a funny name, but make sure your slave is correct if you are copy trading. Guys, we're going to be careful on the open like we were yesterday. MJ, how are you? Hope you're fantastic. Hope you're fantastic. Hope you're recovering, mate, after your little stint in hospital. Guys, if you don't trade the opening candle, please don't be romanced into trading the opening candle. It is very, very tempting, guys. I know that. It is very, very tempting. At this stage for the FDAX, we're looking for a really lovely sell down. Guys, a really lovely sell down. Guys, because we're so close to open, I will grab the microphones, guys, shortly. So let me grab the microphones once the opening candle has done its thing. Okay, let me just see what these guys are up to. Okay, so you trade the opening candle. Okay, if you trade the opening candle, we are looking for, if you trade the opening candle, we're looking for climactic volume. At this stage, guys, there is effectively a gap-based reversal, but I'd just be really careful with this one. At this stage, be a little bit careful. What we're looking to do, I would suggest that's a gap close. It's occurred very, very early on. There is a gap-based reversal for those that trade the opening candle. It's clearly a gap reversal for those that trade the opening candle. Okay. Wow, these guys are vibrant, guys. They're vibrant today. There is absolutely no question about that. So what we're doing, guys, again, just be very, very aware that the opening candle can really throw you around on the FTAX. It is not something, I would recommend for. I'm just putting orders on the screen, guys, getting ready to crack along in the background. Okay, if you are short under the gap, guys, for the FTAX traders, your first target is 5 points. That's also your risk control. Guys, if you do get a run down here, it's probably going to move down around about the 25-point mark, guys, if that is your trading style. At this stage, they're probably going to try and move back down towards the pre-top. Okay, so we're back down around the pre-top now. Let me just have a look what's going on here. So if you are short on the FTAX, guys, climactic candle off the 133 Fibonacci extension, that's also working quite well. Let me go here. Right, getting ATMs ready in the background. Shelton, nice work, well done. So for the FTAX traders at this stage, if you trade the opening candle, guys, you've picked up a reversal off the orange 133 fib or the gap, you've gone short. It's gone 5 points, triggered your ATM. Now, effectively, guys, it's literally just money for jam now. If it runs, it runs. If it doesn't matter. For those that don't trade the opening candle, guys, so just to quantify for the FTAX traders who know what they're doing, guys, you're going to try and run that down to around about a 20-point target, so around about $800 US. Andy, you got 5 and 10, 2 plus 5, short and 5 and 10. Well done, mate. That's fantastic. MJ plus 20. That's a huge result. So we are going to end up here with a climactic reversal on all markets simultaneously. Let's just watch this S&P 500 and see what it's doing. Buyers own the stair step. Most buyers own the stair step clearly on the NASDAQ. Right, so we may be looking for climactic shorts approaching the last 90 seconds on the FTAX. Right, it's approaching the last 90 seconds. So what does that ultimately mean? We are at this stage. Looking for a really, really lovely sell down. There's a really, really lovely sell down. This one. Okay. So guys, I've got a warning coming through on my copy trader. Okay, I've got a warning through on my copy trader. Okay, hold on one sec, guys. Just flattening a couple of rogue trade around. Okay, right. So that's all done now. That's all done. Perfect. So one of the highlights of using a copy trader, goes, you've just got to keep an eye on when your ATM triggers, that the ATM works correctly. I'm experiencing this today for the first time. So let's see how we go. As for the FTAX, if we close over the gap, if we do close over the gap, then we're not shorting under the gap. If we close under the gap, we might be looking for a climactic reversal. Just keep a very close eye on what they do. Guys, I would love the buyers to show first before the sellers come in. Okay. Oh, very nice work, Remy. Very, very well done. Now that, guys and girls, that is a massive buyer capitulation. I could put it on the, that's a massive failure, guys, massive failure of the buyers, guys, on the NASDAQ. So we're looking for a pushback up to that 141.4 extension, and then we're looking for a sell down. FDAX at this stage, guys, we're looking for the buyers to show and fail badly. To show and fail badly. What does that mean? They might push up to the gap and then get absolutely hammered. If we do get a higher high for the FDAX traders, again, a really buoyant higher high, we could be looking then for another short off the gap. So we could be looking for another one. FESX has closed over its pre-top, very good point. So FDAX traders, again, we will now need to be very careful. Who picked that up? Well done, MJ. That's brilliant. So for the FDAX traders, guys, if you're waiting for a higher high and shorting under the gap, you've just got to be aware that the FESX may not agree with your trade. So the FESX may not agree with your trade. Now, what we want to ultimately do, if we're going to fall the market down, is they've got to control your risk quickly, guys, because of that FESX. So ideally, we want to control the risk quickly. And if we get a good run, we get a good run. That would ideally be exactly what we're looking for. Go on, FDAX. I dare you to go down one. Sweet. All right. Those that are short on the FDAX on the climactic reversal, waited for the higher high to get created and then entered outside the range of the active candle. Guys, I've gone short on that one. Just wait one. I've gone short on that one. I've got one account that didn't the order. Oh, this is proving to be quite a challenge, this copy trading stuff. That's true. Oh dear. All right. So if you're copy trading, guys, which I am now, please make sure you keep an eye on all of the accounts you're copying. Okay. Please keep an eye on that. Jiz, beautiful work. Shelton, beautiful work. Christian, beautiful work. Well done. Okay, this is all good fun. All right, this is all good fun. So for the FDAX traders, all right, at this stage, NASDAQ, you've just gone and touched the 141.4, as I was suggesting before. If you are looking for a double failure reversal short, guys, on the NASDAQ, you've cruised up here, tagged the 141.4. Guys, you would be short on the NASDAQ, right? 2 ticks underneath the 141.4 already, and you would already be through your first target. Now, did I make that clear enough? Alan, you got it. Did I make that clear enough, guys, on the NASDAQ? If we push up here and touch the 141.4 that you guys are going short? Guys, if I was clear enough, then absolutely brilliant. Guys, I'm not one of those fish that have got eyes on both sides of their head. So I was trying to call the FDAX traders into a trade while at the same time executing the trade, while at the same time managing the account copier. I tell you what I'm probably going to end up doing, guys and girls. I'll be very clear with you. I think I am going to eventually end up employing an individual. So I will employ someone for the company, and their job is to log in every day and push the button when I say go. I tell you why. Managing multiple accounts and the LTR at the same time, as much as it's profitable, man, it could be so much more fun. It could be so much more fun. So I'm going to have a little chat to Samurai about that, guys, because I'm certain there's somewhere out there in the world, there's someone that wants to be paid to take trades. I'm almost certain that would be the case. Almost certain that would be the case. So for the 141.4, can you imagine how simple it would be to just call trades and not try and execute them at the same time? Imagine how simple that would be. So last 90 seconds, guys, Craig's going to start getting emails to info@samuraidaytrading.com. Wink, wink. What did Lockie do in the LTR? How come we're getting these emails? So for those that are short on the NASDAQ off the 141.4, okay, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to try and hold that for a minimum of a 50 tick target. If you're short on NASDAQ, your risk on that's around about 10 ticks, guys. So it's a really tight trade. FDAX, if we don't close back under the gap, we can't go short again. As you guys now might be looking for an OSR trade. If we do close under the gap, guys, then we make a higher high, then you're unable to go short again. The FTX traders, you've had a really, really good start. If you want me to run a webinar on how I do the copy trading, more than happy to do that. But let me be super clear with you guys. I'm only 1 week into copy trading, only 1 week into it. So I'm not the guru, but I have learned through trial and error. Put it that way. Lorna, that's a big fat yes. Okay. So for the FTX traders, guys, again, it's a real shame we can't go short. Guys, note where we're going short from, the 161.8 fib extension. These guys love the 161.8. For the NASDAQ traders who are short, at this stage, I want you to try and go for a 50 tick target for those that are short. Guys, if Europe turns here, then NASDAQ's going to have no issue moving 50 ticks. Guys, but again, 50 ticks, if they're going to go 50 ticks from your fill, which looks like that, they've just gone to 49 ticks. That's not very fair, is it? I would suggest, guys, if you're short on the NASDAQ for 20s and 50s, I'd suggest you're probably going to get your 50s. The key point with the NASDAQ, guys, NASDAQ is going to continue to try and sell while the S&P 500, guys, is trying to make a case to stay inside the Asian low, guys. So remember I said before, we're kind of in what we call Asian drift. It generally means that the US will drift until the FDAX decides what it's doing, guys, and then we go from there. Marcus, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. You got a 50, a 10, and a 30. Mate, well done, man. That's fantastic. Okay, beautiful, beautiful trading. So DAXI traders, again, please be advised, guys, we cannot go short, all right? We cannot go short. Now, some of you picked up the opening candle trade, guys. Some of you then picked up the climactic reversal, all right? So I'm going to give that a 2x, guys, just because there were 2 trading opportunities there. All right, now, if we close outside, guys, if we close outside the OSR, I did say today, guys, the OSR is going to be very, very important for us today. NASDAQ traders, if you're short for 50 ticks, you've gone 49 ticks towards a 50 tick target. Definitely lock in profit, please. Like, definitely lock in profit. If you got filled right on that 141.4, you've already gone through your target. Okay, but lock in profit now, because if Europe closes outside its OSR, this is looking really sexy. Remy, you were short off the 141.4, 50 times 4, mate. Beautiful trade, Warner. All right, so the hint for the NASDAQ traders, guys, I'm a massive fan of indicators, as you know, guys, as you know. This mustard green candle here basically says the buyers have completely lost control of the market. Please sell. Some of you would have gone short when this level got hit. Others have waited for it to get touched a second time and then gone short. Guys, that there, the buyers declared all of their cards and said, I can't buy the market. I've got to go short. And as a result, we have used an indicator. Guys, and I say that there's a lot of people out there in the world that poo-poo indicators. I say, you know what? If you're using indicators to make money every day, there's poo-poo going on. It's actually sexy in a trading sense, in my humble opinion. Righto. So Steve is saying 30-minute short setting up. Guys, let me just have a check. Guys, I was a massive convert to indicators. The moment I saw them working properly, I just went, you know what? It's so much easier. So yeah, we are setting up a 30-minute short, guys. No question about that. The 15-minute short looks even more fun. Look at this 200% fib extension failure here on FDAX. Wow. If we get a red diamond, guys, if we get a red diamond delta short on the FDAX, obviously last 90 seconds, this is the OSR being established. Now, Giz, most important point, there are 3 different OSRs in the world. There are 3 different OSRs. But I can run through them for you if you want. It looks like a whole lot of people have tried to jump on the OSR bandwagon, but they're giving the wrong definition of OSR. So there's a whole lot of people out there going, oh, I know what I'm doing, and they're getting drilled. So what I might do, mate, is I will run a webinar for you, or for everybody, on the 3 different OSRs being used, because we've just got to be careful. We just got to be careful that we're using the one pertaining to our markets, because there's currency OSRs, guys. There's commodity OSRs, currency OSRs, index OSRs. They're actually different. They're actually different mathematical algorithms. they all work, but you kind of, if you've got something that works really, really well, guys, on what you do, literally, like I'm going to put a Ferrari tire on a Ferrari, you wouldn't then go and put a tractor tire on a Ferrari because it's a wheel and a tire, but it's simply not going to work as designed. Now for DAX, guys, this is a really, really heavy, that's a really, really heavy sign that we're going to be turning here. So we are not going to go long, guys, on the FDAX. All right, we are not going long. In fact, we're not going long anywhere at this point in time. We're basically setting up an OSR style trade. If the buyers do, guys, if the buyers do push up on the FDAX, right, if this is the turning candle in the market, what they're going to do is they're going to push up. They're going to fail at a key Fibonacci level, guys, on this candle as the OSR turning candle, and then they're going to get heavily rejected. All right. So what it means is all of the people on the FDAX that are currently trying to push this up, if they start failing at Fibonacci's, then ultimately, if I was really aggressive, which I'd just be careful on this one, guys, I'd be putting an order on in their stop losses at 284. What I would prefer is I would prefer that we close back inside the gap, and then we're going to grab that static bar reversal short, and we're going to run that all the way back down to the bottom of the OSR, which is an enormous trade. So as if you want, as I analyze the NASDAQ for the NASDAQ is, if you see these guys push up a number of times to key Fibonacci's, and then you get a red diamond delta short, as these buyers are going to get annihilated. Look at that. So what did we just get? We got two pushes back to the 61.8, and then the buyers just went, uh-oh, then the sellers hammered them. So if I was aggressive, guys, which I'm not as a trader, if I was aggressive, I'd be short at 284. Guys, my first target would actually be 279, right? If I was an aggressive trader. Guys, I'm not an aggressive trader because I get so many signals as a passive trader. I don't need to be aggressive. I just don't need to be that person. Now, guys, that being said, for those that are coming to Bali, guys, please don't forget to watch your pre-training. It's in the members area ready to go. Guys, we did a session on ratios, and the feedback I've got on that is really, really good. For those that are short on NASDAQ, guys, so we've got no new trades on NASDAQ. Guys, no new trades on NASDAQ. The key levels on NASDAQ, as we look at it rocking and rolling, that is an absolutely stunning 15-minute short, guys, at 911.75. Okay, 911.75, 911.75. Suzanne, my absolute pleasure, Doc. My pleasure. That one of the reasons, Suzanne, one of the reasons I record all of those sessions is, again, people will watch the session 4 or 5 times and go, you've got to be kidding. I didn't see that the first time. I didn't see that the second time. Right, here we go. Right, here we go. We are playing. See the aggressive entry, guys, down here? That's why I said this is why I'm not going to be doing this. Okay, so I'm a ratio-based trader. Oh, here we go. Right, I'm glad all the NASDAQ traders, guys, shut their stops down, which is great. Okay, I'm glad we've done that. That'll work perfectly. Okay, good. So we've got 1 minute and 50 seconds, which for us is an enormous amount of time. So let's have a look at what the Europeans are thinking about doing. They're wow. Okay, they've moved beyond the 60-minute high points. Okay, so let's go to the 4-hour chart. As we're going to flip fibs here. All right, so that looks like that. That looks like that. Some of you guys, some of the FX traders might be close to a daily KPI. Guys, if you are, then you guys will literally swap to static bar trades only, please. So static bar trades only. Over KPI, Shelton, 18 points. Oh, well done, mate. That's so. What are we? What, only 18? Look at that, mate. 18 minutes into the trading session, 18 points worth of profit. So you got paid 40 Aussie dollars a minute. So what is it? 6 4s, 2,400 Aussie dollars an hour, Shelton, if you can continue doing that. And that's if you're on one contract. Maybe if you're on 2, you're on 4,800 Aussie dollars an hour. That's why we trade. Remy, exactly right. As now the 101 course, guys, your 101 course is currently being upgraded. And may I suggest the upgrade is going to blow your minds. All right. So if you're a samurai trader, guys, or you've had the 101 course in the past, Guys, if you had the 101 course in the past, please reach out to Samurai, guys, when we announce the upgrade of the course. Okay, now we are in, guys, we are in a 60-minute chart static bar reversal long on the NASDAQ. So we're in a long, the short was absolutely brilliant. The long now looks like straight into a pivot. It's literally straight into a pivot. So what we're going to do, guys, what we're going to do with Europe, firstly, guys, there is a valid long on Europe. It's a valid long. So your upper OSR, guys, has now been set. If you can hold the risk on FDAX, guys, there is a long at 320. Your first target is 325. Guys, your second target is the R1, right? Your risk control point is 5 points only. Guys, you're looking for a shallow retrace, a violent rejection. You're ultimately looking for the FESX.
On FDAX.
Guys, FESX to go and close its gap. That's probably going to drag the FDAX way beyond your risk control point. It's way beyond your risk control point. Okay, so again, we're beyond recent 60-minute highs. So guys, interesting point for everybody right across the board, all markets. The FDAX, Suzanne, you'll know what I'm about to say here, guys. The FDAX has set up an absolutely stunning long signal. Guys, if these guys can't, in the next 3 minutes and 55 seconds, engage the buying on the FDAX at 320 and run, we're going to pick up a lovely short, guys. So the long on FDAX must be filled, guys, in the candle immediately after. Right? Some of you are aware of exactly why that is the case. Guys, but if these guys don't have the tenacity to fill the orders long, guys, at 320 and run, then we're going to pick up a beautiful reversal short. Now, NASDAQ, guys, we cannot go long on the NASDAQ. Guys, we cannot go long on the NASDAQ. Guys, for the S&P traders, you guys have closed back inside the Asian low. That little static bar reversal there, guys, on the left-hand side. Now you've closed back inside the Asian low. That SBR is valid if you're an S&P 500 trader. Guys, now I'm sure I put a circle. Was I circling the FDAX? I'm sure I put a circle. It was the NASDAQ I put the circle on. So again, guys, I should have put the circle. So my fault on this one. I should have put the circle. I should have put the circle on the S&P 500 as well, guys. So just to, again, point to note, guys, beautiful stair step down. You've set up a static bar reversal long. Once these guys close back into Asia, guys, if they retrace back down here towards the Asia and they can pick up that SBR long over there on the left-hand side, guys, you can quite happily go long and sit there for 4s, 8s, 12s, and whatever you can get your hands on. Do I have anyone, guys, do I have anyone that's long on the S&P 500? Right? What I should have done at the start of the session, so moderator fault here, I should have put a circle on there and said, guys, if the S&P traders retrace back down there, please go long. Guys, and if you are long on S&P, you're going to try and hold that for a minimum of 30 minutes. All right, so I should have put a circle on. Guys, that is my fault. That is my fault. Now, speaking of microphones, guys, I'm just going to run in. Codes, your microphone's ready to rock and roll. Andy, I'm going to grab yours. Beck, if you want your microphone on, please give me a yell. Beck is with us as a very, very talented S&P 500 trader. Beck, you might not be aware, but the girl that taught me to trade was also an S&P 500 trader. And she is incredible. Guys, incredible. Now, I'm just looking for more mics, guys, as I roll through. Perfect. Tim, if you want a mic, mate, at any point in time, please just give me a yell. Please give me a yell. The more voices, guys, we get on the mic, the better, in my humble opinion. Just hold on one sec. Okay. So at this point in time, guys and girls, at this stage, the buyers have not engaged. The buyers have not engaged on the FDAX. All right. Now, again, I don't want to get filled on that trade, guys, in the last 90 seconds. Guys, unless you are super, super, super keen. Guys, now there's nothing wrong with getting filled in the last 90 seconds, but I tend to find, guys, if the buyers are really keen, they're going to show you very early. And at this point in time, they've waited 4 minutes to come and fill the order. All right. Now, if you are long at 320, guys, there's nothing wrong with it. For those of you that have experience with us, you know that we like to get filled, guys, in the first 90 seconds of the candle. We don't like the last 90 seconds on the FDAX. And generally speaking, guys, it's because it has an effect on our success rate. Guys, that's the only reason being. I mean, that's how far we can fine tune is what we now do, which is very exciting. Now for the DAX, for the NASDAQ traders, as we're going to pick up a static bar reversal short. Just be aware, I can't send you short on NASDAQ unless the S&P 500 closes under its previous pivot. So at the moment, these guys are in a pivot sandwich. It's an interesting point that the FDAX is broken to the high side. FESX is breaking to the high side. So FESX is breaking to the high side. The Americans are not following at all. Beck, you're over KPI, so you're about to leave. All right, guys. So Beck, our in-house S&P 500 guru, is about to run away. So we are good to go. So Beck, well done. If you're over KPI, did you pick up the climactic reversal down here off these Fibonacci's down the bottom here? So for those that know what they're doing, guys, those evil twins down the bottom there, okay, 76.8, 78.6, absolutely stunning level, guys, to catch these reversals and run the S&P 500. So, Beck, if that's what you did, massive well done. Now, interesting point, guys, a little educational point while we wait for a trade, and we are going to get more trades, guys. These guys have gone climactic on this orange candle here, right? So again, guys, extreme volume candle. That means they're getting ready to reverse. If you wanted to be really careful, wait for them to come back down and retest the area again. As you see here, we've got this beautiful retest of the same area. Buyers show strength on this particular candle, and then you just sit there, right? And it just slowly rolls away, right? So Beck, well done. Well done on being over KPI. All right, that's perfect. Okay, now, for everybody else, guys, we're waiting for the lead. We're waiting for the lead on the S&P 500. I can probably add a Fibonacci for context here. So again, guys, don't forget we're in the Asian drift. There are five Asian 60-minute chart formations, guys. We're currently in what we call formation 4, or the drift. What does it mean, guys? These guys are just going to drift. I'm not kidding. They're just going to drift up and down. If we don't, guys, don't now go and close above the Asian high or go back down towards the Asian low, then we are literally going to drift all day. Perfect, Beck. Have a great one. Have a really, really good one. Now, FDAX at this stage, we are, let's have a quick look. Right, so the FESX is actually going to run to try and close its gap. We mentioned this earlier. As if it gets within 1 point of the gap, it's a technical close, which might be enough for them. As if we do get a beautiful static bar reversal up here on the FDAX, likewise, we get a really, really obvious static bar reversal short on the FESX. If we do get that, guys, we are looking for shorts. At this stage, guys, they're very late to the party on this long. So very late to the party. They've obviously started to move in the right direction, no question about that. But again, it didn't quite meet our rules. Unless, of course, you don't follow that rule, guys. You've gone long. Obviously, that's gone quite well. If the S&P, guys, if the S&P gets below the previous pivot, we're looking for a NASDAQ trade. At this stage, I can't give you another trade, guys. I can't give you another NASDAQ trade until I've got clear guidance as to what they want to do. 15-minute chart. They look pretty strong, actually. 30-minute chart, strong. Okay, I'm watching. Look at that. Look at this. I'm watching the FDAX very closely over there. Going, interesting. 150 fib. Hello. What are you doing up there? Come on, give me another NASDAQ trade, please. All right. So we're going to just be very patient, guys, on these American markets. For the American traders, guys, or the American market traders, you've got double red flag US news at 9:30 p.m. Tokyo. Guys, so again, these guys will literally drift today. They're just going to drift around. Lee, absolute pleasure. We'll just keep on doing our best. So for the DAX traders, we're now looking for a ratio-based trade. That would be impeccable. Ideally, you've got a static bar reversal setting up here. It would be really lovely if these guys push back through to the gap. If they got within 1 point of the gap, 2 to 3, they have. Right, so we've got a technical close. For the FDAX guys to pick up a really safe signal, I need these guys to close back under yesterday's high. That would be amazing. I'm not going to get that at this stage. Volume is still okay on FDAX, guys. We're coming to the 30-minute turn. Let's have a quick look. NASDAQ, if we get a strong selling candle on the NASDAQ and we get a close below the previous pivot on the S&P, we're looking for a short. All right, here we go. All right, so NASDAQ, you're caught in irons, guys. Caught in irons, a catamaran sailing term for when you turn into the wind and basically get caught. So we can't really do a great deal, guys, on the NASDAQ yet. Okay, so we can't do a great deal. First trade on the NASDAQ for those that, again, if you like double failure reversals, Fred loves them, guys, in the US close. Actually, guys, speaking of that, while I've got you in here, guys, just to show you guys, show of hands, you say yes, whatever you need to. Is anybody interested, guys, in a US Open trading session? Right? Anybody interested in a US Open session? Now, again, just give me a show of hands, guys, or a yes. The other thing, guys, I'd also love to know, and you guys, if you're not members of Samurai, just answer the question anyway. Where do you guys hang out? So where do you hang out socially? Are you Instagrammers? Are you Facebookers? Do you not do anything at all because of you just don't like Facebook? Not Instagram. I'd be Remy's a YouTuber. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Oh, that's another one, guys. YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram. I don't think we need to go into TikTok. I don't really think many of you guys would be out there filming yourselves dancing on TikTok. But my point being is, YouTube. I'm YouTube, guys. I do lots of my research on now my research is not very exciting. As I'm teaching the boys scuba diving on YouTube. So what else are we doing? We're learning how to foil on YouTube. So surfing on a hydrofoil. Guys, so we are doing scuba diving. We're doing hydrofoiling all on YouTube at the moment. All on YouTube. So it looks like so that's a big yes. That's a big yes to a US Open. No, so the reason being, guys, as we wait for a signal, we are working, guys, at the moment. YouTube link for the web LTR. Alan, great question, mate. If you go to samuraidaytrading.com, so literally, and blah, 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 sorry, mate, YouTube Samurai Day Trading. So just search Samurai Day Trading and then go to the live video sessions. There's 4 live sessions there already. The first one was a trial. But it went for 2 hours and it went very well. And then all the way through to yesterday's session, which is also live on YouTube. So mate, the Wednesday LTR, we go live, guys. We go live on YouTube every Wednesday, guys. So every Wednesday on the Samurai channel. Many of you probably don't know that yet because it's a trial that we're doing. So if you do want to join us in the LTR on a Wednesday, guys, we do go live on YouTube. Now I'm just trialing that technology. I like to trial things. I like to test and trial and adjust. And I'm just looking at that at the moment, guys. It's so far it's relatively popular. Like there's lots of people watching the recordings and sending emails in and asking questions and similar things. So it's all being done. I don't want to sound like I'm on the soapbox here, guys, but it's all being done so you guys can make as much money as possible from trading. Right? That's the goal. Now what are we doing? The recordings are phenomenal training. Like again, it's all right. Opening candle, do this, do that, do it. So you guys, it's really good training. It's all there. It's ready to go. It's just I'll show you how to find it in a second. Let me just watch what these guys are doing. FDAX, if we get an efficient candle long, guys, which is highly unlikely, right? If we get an efficient candle long. And I say highly unlikely because the FESX has now closed its gap and is stuck. So if we get an efficient candle long on FDAX, we will not have FESX agreement unless we close over the gap, which means FDAX, we're parking you for a little bit. Unless in the next 40 seconds, guys, if the FESX gets over the gap, then the FDAX traders are looking for a long. At the moment, you can't go short. Now for the NASDAQ traders, we still can't short the NASDAQ with the with the S&P 500 into the 50 of the day and the previous pivot, right? That's not a very smart thing to do. What we should be doing, I would suggest at this stage, guys, for S&P. So if you're long, guys, this is why I'm a little bit annoyed that I forgot to put the circle on the chart. If you're long from down here, guys, like Bex was long from down here, then this is going beautifully for the S&P 500 traders. That's the pre-market traders. Right? So the pre-market traders are doing very, very well. Pre-market NASDAQ traders, you may also be long, guys, on that -14 rated static bar reversal. If you are long, that's also tracking really, really nicely. All right. So for those that don't trade the European pre-market, as which some of you don't. Now, if you do want to trade the European pre-market really well, guys, please look for static bar reversals. All right. See this -14 rated one right there. Okay. That one there is gone up, paid its first target, come back down, reset, gone and paid a second target. The moment you get these black diamond deltas coming in, you know you're on the right side of the market, guys, and you just basically let it drift like right throughout the entire Asia, the end of Asia, guys, into Europe. What I reckon we're looking at, guys, on certainly for the S&P, guys, we're looking for these guys to test. Let me just grab that little arrow here. For the S&P traders, we're looking for this line to be tested. If they push up here and break, guys, in the hold above, we're looking for really lovely longs. Those really lovely longs. For the NASDAQ traders, we're going to go long up to this 150 extension up the top here. If we can't get through, guys, if we can't get through the top of this Fibonacci just here, then we're looking for shorts. We just need permission to trade the NASDAQ. We had it earlier. We need permission to trade the NASDAQ from the S&P 500. Now, at the moment, let's strip these fibs away. Okay, no, we're good. We're good. So on a day like today, guys, technical day. Again, there's no European news. There's no US news. Guys, I checked the unemployment figures today for the Australians. Guys, very, very difficult to interpret what they're very difficult to interpret what they're saying. I would love your interpretation, guys, on those unemployment figures, because they look suspiciously like they're going in the wrong direction. As I would have. Now I've read the article. I'm thinking, well, that's not very clear what you guys are up to. So guys, regarding the summary that we're talking about, most people hang out on YouTube or Facebook. With some of you on Instagram, you love the idea of a US Open. Now the whole reason of asking that is TTP and I are working on a Wednesday US Open. So we're working on that at this point in time, guys. If that proves to be popular, then we would grow that as an in-house capability, and that would be really good fun, guys. The US Open is incredibly easy to trade. Geez, that was my interpretation. That was my interpretation of the figures as well. Yeah. So yes, what I don't want, guys, what I don't want in Australia is a whole lot of people losing their jobs leading into Christmas. I don't mind Christmas. I think it's just a really lovely, it's a really lovely time of year. Andy, you're done, guys. Now, Andy in Melbourne. So you're well. Oh, here we go. Hang on, they're coming back to work now. The NASDAQ traders. Guys, I've just got a message from Andy in the UK, passing on his regards to everybody in the live trading room. Okay, so saying hello to everybody. I hope you guys are having a great time. He's off the LTR for a month, guys, but he's just messaged me to say he misses the LTR, which is lovely, guys, which is lovely. Now, our next trade, guys, so next trade at this stage, FDAX, you're waiting for permission from the FESX. What does that look like, guys? We've touched the gap twice. If we were to get a nice little strong candle, guys, closing below the 150 fib extension there, if we got a nice little red candle on the FESX, guys, we may be able to trade the current FDAX candle as a static bar reversal. Okay, so the moment I say static bar reversal, the sellers come in. So FDAX, don't go any further, please. Guys, the alternative for the FDAX is we close below yesterday's high in 45 seconds. We then get a retrace back up and we take a 4-point turning bar short. For over 1 month. Yeah, Daniel, the next really good session for the Nasdaq is the US pre-market. It's an incredible session. I can run a webinar for you and show you how to trade it, but it is exactly the same trading plan as what we use for the European Open. Well, it's exactly the same trading plan. Okay, dual chart confirmation, so on and so forth. So very happy to do that. No, Daniel, that's a great question, guys. So the European Open OSR stays in place until the US Open OSR. There isn't a pre-market OSR. That's a great question. Daniel, okay, perfect. Right, so FDAX traders, you have a very, very efficient candle and you have no permission to trade it. I'm sorry. So not to get you excited, that you don't have permission to trade. Now, at this stage, guys, just so everyone knows, my accounts are sitting at 527 US, 585 US, 224 US, and 425 US. All right, so just say 500 and some loose change, 500 and loose change, 200 and loose change, 400 and loose change. All right, so I'm endeavoring to master the art of copy trading while at the same time moderating. So if anybody needs, guys, if you need me to run a webinar on how to copy trade, all right, you're about to get all of your guides on how to stay funded or how to get funded, firstly. Actually, you know what? That's probably the most important question I could ask. As Craig and I were having a really, really good chat about this recently. Guys, so can I get a show of hands again, guys? So we got 50 people in the altar at this point in time. It's a little bit over 50. How many people are interested in getting funded? And how many people are interested in using private funding? So literally, guys, it's the getting funded people that I'm more interested in at this point in time, because Craig asked a really good question. He said, guys, Lockie, what percentage of the live trading room do you think are interested in funding? And I went, geez, it would have to be, well, I think it's hilarious. So it would have to be most people. But you know what? I've never actually asked the question. Like, how many people are actually interested in being funded, but how many people are interested in private funding? So yeah, so guys, if you're interested in funding, guys, again, we're not trying to sell you anything. If you're interested in getting funded, guys, just give me a yes, so I get an idea of what proportion of the live trading room traders, guys, are interested in getting funded. The reason being, I keep on crowing on about, oh my God, this funding thing's absolutely amazing. But there would be some people that are not interested, right? Perfect, Keith. Okay, yeah, brilliant. No, guys, the reason I mentioned that today, me personally, if I was trading one account today, I've only made on one account $224, on the other one $425. Let's say I've made $300. But because I'm on 4 accounts, I've made $525, $585, $224, and $425. So I've literally just duplicated exactly the same trade. One of them didn't copy properly, which is something we've got to keep an eye on. But the flip side being is that's a $1,700 day, when in actual fact, if I just have one account, it might be as low as 224. So 224 versus 1,700. There's nothing really I can say to that, guys and girls. So again, if you want me to help you with that, guys, I'll set all the webinars up for you. I'll help you do it. It's fine, guys. TTP, guys, they've got that summer sale on at the moment. They are doing an incredible job. Where's TTP? Daniel founded plus copy. Right, love it. So we're waiting for a signal. We're almost 45 minutes into the session. The FDAX is looking amazing. However, you don't have permission from the FESX. So I'd suggest for the FDAX traders, we might be looking for the turn of the hour trade. One of the traders yesterday, guys, belted the turn of the hour, picked up a 16-point trade, 16 times 40 Aussie dollars, 400, 460, $720 trade, $720. And so my personal opinion, guys, I think the funding thing, people like, the team at TTP are incredible. And now, of course, they're running the webinar today, guys, but my experience with these guys has been phenomenal. So point being is that, again, I will talk to TTP, guys, also about their preferred copy software as well. make sure that we're getting everybody moving in the right direction. Now, I believe, guys, the FDAX is about to tank. The only thing we can trade for the FDAX, guys, is a pivot-based reversal. We're not going to take it now. We need to close inside. Guys, we need to close inside yesterday's high for the FDAX traders. Right, so inside yesterday's high. I'll just be very, very clear on what these guys are about to do. These guys went up first before they went down. Okay, all right. So we're going to be doing this quite well. All right, so for the FDAX traders, right, if we were to retrace back up, guys, if we were to retrace back up and buy above yesterday's high, that static bar reversal there, guys, that tiny ratio candle there, we would be looking to get a sneaky order where they buy back above yesterday's high. Guys, we go short at 311, right? 311. Now, at the moment, as my read of the market, I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, FDAX traders. MJ, well done. Correct me if I'm wrong. The FDAX, did it go down first here and then go up? Or did it literally just go up and then down? I think it went up first and then came down. If so, we're looking for shorts. MJ, you got a plus 20 off the 150 extension short, mate. That's a beautiful trade, mate. Well done. Beautiful trade. Okay, well done. So for the FDAX traders who need another trade, you're waiting for the buyers to do exactly what they're currently doing. As you're putting an order short at 311, and your target is 306. Right now, we are in the last 15 minutes. Guys, it is effectively a pivot-based reversal. I'm just watching very, very closely, guys. I trust I've got my stair step correct there. Okay, so again, I do believe I have. So it means that if you are going to go short, guys, on the FDAX at 311, your target is 306, which is the tolerance line for the OSR. I've got no problem with the tolerance line. So if you are, guys, so again, if I've got my stair stepping correct there, NASI and S&P 500 traders, okay, so FDAX, you're on target now at 306. You've kissed your target. Now, I'm not assuming that's a pay dirt just yet. So we need to really whack that 306. We need to really whack it. Okay, now NASDAQ, guys, we've finally got a higher high that we might be looking like reversing. Some of you may pick up a red diamond delta short. Some of you may pick up a red diamond delta short. I was keeping a very close eye. I want these guys to push a higher high and fail. All right, there's our higher high just there. So if we do get a red diamond delta, guys, it is going to be valid. We've just got to watch the last 90 seconds, and we are in the last 15 minutes. Okay, we are in the last 15 minutes. All right, now FDAXs, if you are short at 311, I saw you get touched at 306. Guys, I don't know if you were paid at 306. Okay, now again, if you've gone short, your volume, we do have to watch the volume very, very closely. So FDAX traders, if you've gone short at 311, I know you've touched 306. I don't know if you got paid at 306. Out of 306, geez, okay, mate, well done. All right, so you got paid at 306. All right, so you've hit pay dirt. This looks really good, guys. This looks really, really good for the American-based traders. No doubt about that. Volume, guys, we need the volume to lift back above 200, which it now has done. So if we do get a big, strong, guys, a big, strong, efficient candle here on NASDAQ, we get the same thing on the S&P 500. Your volatility, guys, your volatility on the NASDAQ is the lowest I have seen in a number of weeks. Guys, that is super low, right? That is super, super, super low. Now, okay, again, let's just watch. We've got a higher high here. There's the higher high. Some of you may have, guys, I was watching the FDAX. Some of you may have taken that -2 rated static bar reversal short, waiting for the higher high. Then you took the short. Did anybody, guys, did anybody get that? Did anybody get the short? The little static bar reversal there, the -2. Petros, you got that one, mate. Well done. That's beautifully read. So for the Nazi traders, guys, we're looking for the higher high, and then we're looking for the low ratio candle. That -2 is a no-brainer. This could be the 30-minute short setting up actually as well. So DAX, all right, so we've got, so that is a 15-minute chart swing trigger short. The 30-minute short is triggered as well. Guys, so if these are efficient, if these are efficient NASDAQ candles, guys, you can go short if the candle's efficient, which it's going to be. You are looking for the buyers to retrace, guys, back against, don't just run, please. We need the buyers to retrace, guys, or they're just going to bolt because it's such a strong candle. It's a 6-rated candle. All right, if you're short already, guys, on the NASDAQ, if you're short already, based on volatility, you would be looking for a 10-tick first target, guys. That's if you're short already. Guys, if those of you wait for a structured retrace and a structured rejection, we don't have that yet. As this is the byproduct of the 15-minute, 30-minute swings that are occurring in the background. Now, what we need to do is we need to work out 30-minute trigger 23911. Yeah, let's work out where the 50 fib is. All right, so there it is. So, all right, perfect. So if you've gone short, guys, underneath this candle, if you've gone short underneath this candle with the volatility as it currently is, then the first target, let me just put this on. The first target is going to be a 10-tick target. I'm just, all right, let me just put this on here. Let me just double check. That's exactly what we want. It is. Your first target, guys, looks like that. All right, it's only 10 ticks. It's not very sexy at all. All right, it's only 10 ticks. Why is it only 10 ticks? Because we're in the last 15 minutes of the hour. Now, what does that ultimately mean? We've got a 15-minute short that's triggered. We've got a 30-minute short that's triggered. The efficient candle is a very, very strong one, meaning we can just enter outside the range of the candle and try and drop it down to the next known area. Jeff, how are you, mate? I hope you're fantastic. Scotty, you got MNQ, DFR 9, 9, 17, and 31. Mate, well done. So you traded a double failure reversal. Okay, well done. FDAX at this stage, your volume is, on this candle is only 26 contracts. So guys, we're waiting for the turn of the hour here. For the 15-minute, what have we got here? So we've got a 15-minute short, guys. So 15-minute swing trigger short right here that has basically gone down to the 15-minute 50 fib. If we were to push down through that 50 fib, guys, we're going to go a little bit further. But if we can't push through it, we've just got to be aware of where the 50 fib sits regarding our target zone. Okay, now Petros got that static bar reversal just here. Petros, so guys, I didn't call that for you. I was calling the trade on the FDAX, which went quite well. But just watch, guys, just watch. If you get a higher high on the NASDAQ, so if you've loaded this static bar reversal here, you're basically ready to sell. If you then get a higher high that pushes through and fails, you can put your order underneath that little static bar reversal there, guys, which happens to be the 141.4 fib extension reversal we were talking about before. Basically the same reversal, and you just run it down as best as you can. Okay, now this retrace, guys, is coming back in obviously over the 50 fib from the 15-minute chart. Typically what would occur, guys, we get a structured retrace and then we get a really, really violent rejection. Now, at this stage, we've got the retrace. We are approaching the last 90 seconds. So if you haven't gone short underneath this candle already, guys, you wouldn't be wanting to go short again. Okay. Was hold off on the NQ because of the PP. Okay, mate. Okay, no, that's all good. Now, this is exactly why, guys. Exactly why, with the volatility so low, a 10-tick target or a 10, 11, 12, something quickly to control your risk, because we don't yet know what these guys are going to do. Okay, so we don't know what they're going to do. Okay, now at this stage, guys, we've got the S&P reversing. So we have the S&P 500 reversing. Let's work out what it's reversing off. So if I do a Fibonacci here, Okay, both of these guys, both of these markets for the first time now are actually working in synergy with each other. If you wait for a structured retrace, guys, and a structured rejection, you don't actually have that in order to go short now, right? So you don't have a structured retrace. What does that ultimately mean? Fibonacci over the candle, wait for the retrace, wait for the rejection, and then go. So anyone that's gone short under the candle, for a 10-tick target, absolutely phenomenal. Anything more than that, guys, we've got to watch the 50 fib, and we are in the last 15 minutes. Guys. This is where the NASDAQ is famous for catching people out, guys, in the last 15 minutes. Okay, now, what have we got? FDAX, guys, the only trade we can take was your pivot-based reversal. Right, that's the only one we can take. At this stage, we're not going to get another trade on FDAX. As the volume is okay on FDAX, we're looking for a turn of the hour trade. And for the turn of the hour, we need to keep a very close eye on what these guys are doing down here. A very, very close eye. Now, let me just watch what they're doing. Oh, thank you. Yep. Okay, let me just double check. All right, so we're still in a 60-minute chart because that minus 13 static bar reversal long goes on the 60-minute chart is quite impressive. The 15-minute chart, nice. We've had a 15-minute swing to the downside. They've obviously swung down and got caught at their Fibonacci's. Swung down and got caught. Where are we time-wise? We're in the last 5 minutes. So again, no new trades. No new trades. Now, by structured retrace, again, it's a great lesson. It's a great lesson. We draw our Fibonacci down over the orange candle. We wait for them to retrace to the 23.6 or typically the 38, and then they get smacked. Because what these guys have done is they basically run down first. Huge, incredible candle. If you ended outside the range with a relatively low volatility ATM, you were pretty good. If you are waiting for the structured retrace, guys, you're waiting for the buyers to retrace back to here or here and get absolutely hammered. Guys, that's a safety catch that a number of our traders use to say, you know what, if I don't get the retrace and I don't get the rejection, I'm not going to go short, because it could be as what's called a bear trap, where they literally send the market down, try and trap all the stops before turning around and going back the other way. Dan, probably yes. Probably yes. Hard to tell. Last 5 minutes of the hour. So we're now starting to get into the sort of the institutional level traders. They'll hold their cards pretty close to their chest, mate. In the last 30 or so seconds of this candle, they're going to declare their cards. All right. So we'll just see what these guys do in the last 30 seconds. So that's around about 2 minutes away before we know what they're doing. For the FDAX, your volume is currently too low. So we're looking for an increased volume for the turn of the hour. Would be fantastic. As a reminder, guys, your indicator upgrade. So your indicator upgrade is due to come out this weekend. I believe Tim is going to start working on that, guys, tomorrow being Friday. So all of the Samurai indicator traders, as you're about to get your indicator upgrade, which includes all of your OSRs, all of your OSR extensions, modified delta, modified extreme volume, modified efficiency, a whole lot of enhancements. So again, if you are a Samurai trader, guys, you're about to get your updated indicators. So that. Now, I believe Tim could correct me on this one, but I believe Tim is doing that tomorrow, guys. So you guys get to play with them all weekend, guys, or we might be doing them Saturday so you can get to play with them all day Sunday. Either way, everyone will be sorted, guys. Everyone will be sorted for the weekend, which I think is really exciting. I think it's really exciting. Now, preparing for the weekend. Righto, guys. So you're going to get some brand new toys over the weekend, and all they're going to do is the intent is help you make as much money as you possibly can. That is my goal. Yeah, Keith, Tim's doing an amazing job, an absolutely amazing job. All right, now at this stage, guys, we've sold down to a larger 61.8 Fibonacci, guys. Again, so last time we got caught on the 76s. This time we sold down to the 61.8. basically means, guys, I think we're looking for efficient candles on both American markets long, as particularly if the Nasdaq closes over its gap. What is the S&P 500 doing? Right, so I think, guys, the key for the Nasdaq, if we close over the gap, so if we close over the gap with a nice big efficient candle, we're looking for a long, guys. We're looking for a long 931, 931. If we close an efficient candle long here, guys, which we are not going to, we're looking for a long. So we're not looking for a long. We're actually looking for shorts. So again, guys and girls, for the Nasdaq traders, if we close on the gap or gap over the gap, we can't go short into the 50 fib of the day. Okay, so we can't do that. FDAX, I would suggest your trade, guys, is going to be an R1 reversal. Okay, 100% R1 reversal. So for the FDAX traders only, your turn of the hour trade is going to be an R1 reversal. You've just tagged your R1 to the point. I would like to see them push through the R1, guys. I'd like to see them push through the R1 and then, or tag the R1 a couple of times and then go short. Nasdaqers, we've just flown through. So we've got an inefficient candle long, which means we want to go short. We've then just run through and hit the 141.4 fib extension off the daily chart, which is exactly where we thought these guys were going to get stuck, okay, based on what they got stuck at before. So what does it mean, guys? It means if you're a really advanced trader, guys, a really advanced trader, you've said, Lockie, I've got an inefficient candle long, I can only go short, and you may have gone short. Now, if you have gone short, guys, if you have gone short because this is the turn of the hour, if the FDAX turns and runs, the Nasdaq is likely to go a fair distance. All right. So if you are short on the Nasdaq, guys, underneath that 141, if that is your trading style, you'd be looking for a 20 and a 50 tick target. Guys, you're already through 20s, guys, if that's what you've done. Guys, if you were concerned about trading back down into the gap, then nothing wrong with that. We're going to wait for these guys to close under the gap, and then we're going to look for a short. FDAX traders, you've now pushed over the top of the R1. Guys, your R1 reversals at 48. Your first target is 43. So classic, well done, Jürgen. Classic to Dan, you got that one as well, I trust. So for the FDAX traders, guys, your R1 is at 39. Your reversal, once we push through, is at 48. Your first target is 43. I know we've already gone through that target once. So if you are short on the FDAX, 1 point underneath the R1 after the buyers pushed up and failed, guys, please make sure you control your risk at that 5 point first target. So it's gone through the target. Guys, what we're now looking for a new R1 reversal is more buyers pushing in. Ideally, we match the high or create an even higher high, and then we get sold down again. Guys, we don't want to just put the order on now. So there's a brand new high. This brand new high. So FDAX, you've got an order on if you are an R1 reversal trader at 348. Guys, R1 reversal at 348. You would want to be filled short, guys, before the last 90 seconds, right? Before the last 90 seconds. Okay, so let me just double check. So it's a 348. Haven't been filled yet. Those haven't been filled. I don't mind them pushing up a little bit here, guys, provided these buyers get absolutely annihilated on the FDAX, right? Annihilated. Now, I would suggest for the NASDAQ and S&P 500 traders. So FDAX, I'm taking my eye off you. I don't want you getting filled, guys, in the last 90 seconds of the candle, please. For the S&P and NASDAQ traders, we've had a really, really heavy swing short. Okay, so on the 15-minute chart, they ran down, they hit Fibonacci. Now they've basically just blown those short traders out of the water. That is a very strong 60-minute candle long, guys, a very strong 60-minute candle long. So for the NASDAQ traders, if you went short underneath the 141.4 extension the first time through, it's gone through its 20-tick target quite happily. The flip side of going through that target, guys, if you're short again, you must have a very, very tight risk control, because we don't want the S&P 500 starting to grind towards the top of Asia. Guys, if it does it, it's just literally just going to drag the NASDAQ with us. Okay, now for the again, so for the Nasdaq traders, your volatility, guys, is low today. So if I was short on the NASDAQ, guys, once again, I would have a 10-tick risk control point like the first trade. I'd have a 10-tick risk control point, probably a 20-tick target. That simply means the moment these guys get pushed 8 or 9 ticks in my favor, my stop loss would come to positive. If they sell down through the 20-tick target, can't lose any money, absolutely brilliant. If they don't sell down through that target, guys, it doesn't actually matter. NQ76 23934. Perfect. So let me go and throw that on. So FDAX, we never came back down inside the R1 again. So again, if you picked it up the first time or the second time through, guys, absolutely brilliant. Then we wanted the higher high to be created. Now we've gone extreme volume. So at this stage, FDAX, I can't really give you another trade unless you are a climactic reversal trader. If you are, you're waiting for the buyers to show on the current candle, then you're entering outside the range of the candle, going back the other way. All right, now for the Nasdaqers, I have the S&P 500 was again just closing into a 60-minute long, right? Just closed into a 60-minute long. FDAX, you must see a higher high before you enter outside the range of the candle, please. So just keep an eye on that one. 60-minute long, correct. They've just opened into that little 60-minute long just there. Okay, so what does it mean? So that 76 fib was absolutely perfect spot on S&P 500. We're going to flip it back the other way now. We're going to flip it back the other way. Okay, with the intent of saying, right, where are you guys likely to go to? They've kissed the 50 fib perfectly. So guys, if the buyers want to grab the American markets, they're going to, the S&P in particular is going to be running into these Fibonacci's here. Beck's trade, guys, from down the bottom here was absolutely brilliant. I don't know if we've got Greg today, but guys, if Greg has taken the same trade as young Beck, that was a magnificent trade. For the Nasdaq, guys, I can't send you long. As I can't send you long, I can only send you short. At the moment, I'm looking for confirmation. I'm looking for confirmation that the Nasdaq definitely wants to sell. It's looking at the S&P 500. The S&P 500 buyers, guys, have run out of steam because of the gap. That's the only reason the Nasdaq is kind of wobbling around like it is at this point in time. So again, guys, if I was short underneath that 141.4, guys, I would have a 10-tick risk control point. Right? A 10-tick risk control point. Now, you can interpret that two ways, guys. It means your ATM triggers, guys, as you get to the 10-tick mark. So say touch 9, pay 2. All right. Or you can use a 10-tick first target and then a 50-tick second target. But you would now say, I've just gone through my 10-tick target. I'm now going to reduce or neutralize my risk on my long range target. So if I pick up a 50 or a 60 or 100, it's awesome. If I can't pick that up, it doesn't matter, guys. You literally, this is what I personally do, guys. Every time I take a trade, my risk neutralizes very, very fast. And then it's just money for jam. If I'm not right, I still get out positive. So we might end up with 15 trades in one session where we get ATM'd at +5. And everyone goes, oh, grumble, grumble, grumble. But guys, it's still making money. And if you happen to get on the right side of a runner, then you're in a great spot. Once you're in a great spot. Now, so anybody short underneath that 141.4 extension, guys, my humble opinion, you've gone through your 10-tick target. You've got money in the bank. You can't lose anything. Okay, now for the... Let me just have a look here. So everyone's talking about 4-hour 76s. Okay, now we could, guys, these sellers currently, guys, are 7 times stronger. Bottom of the little box on the left-hand side, the sellers are 7 times stronger on the NASDAQ than the buyers were on the previous candle. So if you are short on this one, guys, we're going to try and hold it, please. All right, we're going to try and hold it. So what does it simply mean? You've gone through your 10 tick target. You might be looking for 10s and 40s or 10s and 50s. Dan, that's perfect, mate. What we want is we want these guys on the S&P 500. We want them to break back down into basically the 55th of the day. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for these guys to break down. Now, again, all they're doing, guys, is they're basically turning off a Fibonacci extension, which is brilliant. The reason they're turning is because the American traders can't trade the S&P up. So the only thing they can do is go down. Now, if you're looking at that saying, well, Lockie, I've got this massive loss of efficiency by the buyers, then all I can do is sell, then that would give you permission to be short. Because if you are short underneath that 141.4, please have no risk on that trade. Right? Really important. They might not be ready to reverse just yet. And that's okay because you can't lose any money on your reversal, or you've made some money and then you said, you know what, got long range targets on, my stop loss is at +2, for example. I'm giving them every chance to run, but I've got all my bases covered. You can't take any money away from me. Psychologically, guys, it's a really, really great spot to be, right? Psychologically. Now, I need to refresh my fibs, guys. So I'm going to run away from this chart for a moment. Okay, I'd suggest that one is too big. I'd suggest that one is too big. All right, so it looks like, guys, they might have, again, they might be running up and taking out your trailing stop. That's okay. That's all right. That's why we have trailing stops, right? That's the Fibonacci they're using at this point in time. So anyone that mentioned evil twins, guys, you are 100% on the money. FDAX, guys, is just gapped down. Guys, FDAX is just gapped down. That is a very, very big sign that we're about to sell the market down. We've got an R1 hiding under here, guys. So again, it's a static bar reversal short, no question about that. Assuming a close over a pivot, not a good idea, right? Not a good idea. All right, so perfect. So the reason we picked up that tiny little short, guys, again, I think it's all about that blue extension, but the purples over the top are absolutely brilliant. So all we can do at this point in time for the NASDAQ traders, guys, if the buyers push back in again and we get a higher high, or the buyers push in and fail at Fibonacci, we're looking at exactly the same short with exactly the same caveats again. Okay, all the same caveats over and over and over again. FDAX at this stage, we would need to close below the R1. Guys, we need to close below the R1. Just a warning order, guys, for the DAX traders. If we do close below the R1, and the FESX does close below yesterday's high, then you're going to end up with an absolutely beautiful reversal, right? A beautiful reversal. Now, some of the FDAX traders, guys, like what Fred does, right? So he waits for the static bar reversal, then waits for the retracement, then enters under the body of the candle. If you have entered under the body of the SBR, guys, again, you're already through your first target. Just watch the R1. As if we close under the R1, then again, there is a long way for the FDAX to go, guys, before it gets to any Fibonacci concern. Now, what have the buyers just done, guys, on NASDAQ? They've gone back up. They've tested the 141.4 again, and then they've sold short again. All right, so that's effectively, depending on how you trade, 2 or 3 entries off the same level, guys, or just one entry off the same level if you wait for higher highs and lower lows. That was a very big hit, guys, of the buyers, very big hit by the sellers, I should say. That's responding to the FESX. For the DAX traders, if we get a 4-point turning bar here, guys, or a very efficient candle on both European markets, guys, then you'll pick up an incredible short. Incredible short. Right, so please keep an eye on that. If you're over your daily goal, don't take another trade, guys. I think I've done today 5, 5, 2, and 4, so around 1600 US. So I'm happy to take another trade at this point in time. It'll be for a 5-point target only. Must be retrace, must be rejection, must be textbook amazing. And I'm going to get that in 1 minute and 36 seconds. Until then, I'm just getting ready for the trade. FDAX, don't you dare. See that red diamond delta there on FDAX, guys? So that's institutional orders are already front running a short. Look at this. It's already telling you. that alone is a reason to have indicators right there. They're front running the shorts. Please don't go down FDAX. We know what you're thinking. We know what you're thinking. We know what you're getting ready for. Guys, don't just push the button on FDAX. It's so tempting. So, oh, Lockie, they're running without us. They're running without us. Guys, just be very careful, guys. It's really tempting, particularly in the second half of the session. Oh, just one more trade. Just be careful. You should be careful. All right, so we got 40 plus 20 FDAX short off the 76 and the SBR, mate. That is a stunning trade, MJ. That is a stunning trade. 20 points. Man, I'll tell you what you've just done, mate, as per the Platinum webinar that you should have watched by now, mate, because you're coming to Bali. Suzanne, have a look at the size of this candle and look at the market's response. I'll do this, guys. So what I'm saying, guys, that's not a code. Big, strong candle, blew their volume. No buyers outside the range of the candle, which means we can only sell down. And look at the market's response, right? So 7 seconds, guys, 7 seconds. No new trades on the American markets, guys. For the FDAX, guys, what you want in a perfect world, the buyers need to retrace. Guys, the buyers need to retrace. It would be incredible if they retrace above the static bar reversal entry point. The backup order, guys, or the backup trade is the Delta V2 short at 337 for the Instos front running a sell. If we did get a retracement, guys, we'd be just looking to carry a lower risk trade. If you are going to go short at 337, guys, your target is 332. Right, so your target is 332. Your volume is okay, guys. Your volume is okay. Your risk is okay. Everything's okay. Guys, all I want is for them to engage the selling at 337 and then absolutely drill 332. Guys, now, again, in a perfect world, I wanted the retrace to try and get a higher entry, obviously with a far higher chance of a successful trade, far higher chance of a successful trade with a lot less risk. Now, at this stage, guys, 332 is the 50% of the micro trend. Now, your target and risk control point is at 332. So again, valid trade. The risk is okay. The risk is okay for those that need a structured retrace. This for those that need a structured retrace. All right, so Fibonacci goes down the turning candle. Okay, just like that. All right, you guys want the buyers to show. You want the buyers to show and get absolutely hammered. And so you want, in a perfect world, as the buyers are going to show, all right, this is what they normally do. So the structured retrace traders, you're waiting for these guys to push up. It would be incredible, guys, if the buyers get up, tag that 61.8 fib, because you can take the static bar reversal short underneath the R1, as the R1 is hiding there at 349. So if these guys can get above 349, guys, above 349, they're on 349 now. All right, you want them above 349, and then you're going to look for your short at 348. Okay, so now for the FDAX traders, you can put a short on at 348, right? 348. If you're looking for the buyers to retrace, and then you're looking for the rejection of the sellers. Okay, now I'm just watching the FESX, guys, at the same time. What we're doing is we're letting the buyers come back into the market, guys, hit key Fibonacci levels and fail. All right, so if you are going to go short, guys, at 348, look at the market's response. If you guys are short at 348, your target is 343. Your target is 343. All right, so if you are short, I see that, sorry guys, taking my eye off the FDAX for the moment. NASDAQ has pushed back up to those 76 fibs, guys, and failed again. FDAX, what are you doing, darling? Okay, so we've had one push up, guys. We had a really, really heavy rejection for those that have gone short, guys, at 348. The FESX, yeah, so it gave us a 4-point turning bar, so just on a 4-point turning bar short, and then literally you are spot on, mate, building off the gap. Now, at this stage, guys, we've got the FESX building off the gap, but stuck under yesterday's high. So at this stage, so great observation, MJ, if you are short at 348, or anybody, guys, anybody short at 348 on FTX. Again, I'm just watching what everybody's doing, guys. I'm watching the volume, because the volume on this candle now is 80 contracts. So that means that a number of people out there in the world, guys, are just not certain as to what's going to occur. If you're short at 348, guys, your target is 343. I'm just going to draw a line on the chart before I go and look at the NASDAQ. I see your target's around about 343. Guys, if you're short on the delta, what's probably going to occur is they'll fill the targets 343 and then fall through the delta. For the NASDAQ traders, guys, we've got this incredible little static bar reversal short just here. If we close under the 50 fib of the day, then we can take the static bar reversal short. If we close on the wrong side, we can't take it short. Okay, we can't take it short. Now, let me just see what these guys are doing. I'm watching the FESX close. Okay, FDAX, I dare you to smash down. Okay, MJ, you've made 30 points. 30 points is huge, mate. If you're made 30 points for the day, that's great. Again, if you're in Sim Live, well done. If you're over your daily goal, well done. Now we're waiting to see what. Look at this. We've literally got frozen. Frozen. So, as what did we go? So we took around about 20 seconds, guys. We took around about 20 seconds to get a contract trading on the FDAX. So effectively, guys, with a 99 volume, so no new trades on the FDAX, please. No new trades. There's nothing wrong with the trade you're already in. Okay, but we're not going to take a new trade until the volume lifts again. What I'm looking for, guys, very early in this candle, let's say in the first 90 seconds, I want the sellers to sell down through the 5-point target for those that are short. So all I want them to do is sell down through my black line there to confirm that they're still honoring the R1 and the Fibonacci. Boom. Thank you very much. Inside 90 seconds. So guys, anybody short at 48, you've just gone through your target. Jizz, giddy up. At this point in time, guys, at this point in time, if you're short on the delta, you're still looking fine. The deal with the delta though, guys, we're not going to re-enter another short because the volume is so low. All right, so Jizz, boom. I love it. So, mate, well done. There's nothing worse than an FDAX trade that goes for more than 3 minutes. It just gives you the heebie-jeebies, right? So average time in trade, guys, on FDAX should be around about 2.5 minutes. Once we start getting into the 3.5, 4 minute mark, that's when you start going, no, what's going on? What's going on? So no new trades on FDAX, please. Guys, no new trades. 15 seconds, MJ. That is much better. That's my favorite kind of trade. Just click, bang, done. They are the really good ones. Right? They are the really good ones. Now, with all of that said, guys, for the NASDAQ, again, if you went short originally off the 141.4, guys, you're only looking for 10 tick targets. That's gone okay. We've got the gap and we've also got the S&P 500 that doesn't agree with what we're doing. Now, what it means, guys, if we get efficient candles closing long on the NASDAQ and an efficient candle long on the S&P 500, guys, we are going to be picking up buy signals. Right? We are going to be picking up buy signals. The flip side of the buy signal for the NASDAQ traders is they are likely to be running this Fibonacci extension. So that means they're likely to be buying up to this area up here. Okay, potentially. The volatility is a little bit low. Where's that 133 up here? Volatility is a little bit low, guys. So what we're ultimately looking for, FDAX. Is anyone short on the delta? If you're short on the delta, guys, even if you got in when we first said get in on the delta, your target has just been drilled. And who said the FDAX is evil? There's a group of people out there in the world that say, oh, the FDAX, you can't trade it, it's horrible. Every single ratio-based trade, guys, every single ratio-based trade on the FDAX today has paid. So 100% strike rate for those that use ratio-based indicators. Now, I don't know, guys, I don't know what planet everybody's from, but there's a lot of people out there in the world that also say you can't get it right 100% of the time. Well, the fact is you can. It's just, oh, well done, mate. Wow. Guys, you can strive for 100% strike rate. We had a losing trade on NASDAQ yesterday. You can't get it right every time. I don't think it's possible. But guys, you can aim for 100% strike rate. Okay, and just use the ratios to your advantage. Like since I ran that webinar on ratios, I'm just looking at the market going, oh my gosh, this is so straightforward. So straightforward. All right, so NASDAQ, guys, I can't believe we've got 5 minutes to go. NASDAQ, at this stage, I need an efficient CORPC bar. Guys, we must close outside the range of the previous candle. I must get that on both American markets, and the S&P must close and hold above its gap. Right, must close and hold above its gap. Now, for those cheeky traders on the FDAX, right, for those cheeky traders who traded under the R1, well done. Right, some of you, if you took the delta, guys, a bit of a nail biter, but if you took the delta, it's gone through its target as well. All right, so that's in fact, that circle can go there. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Absolutely brilliant stuff. Right, so of course, so the NASDAQ, guys, I've got a gap close. All right, so at this stage for the NASDAQ traders, guys, we've got 5 minutes until the session is due to finish. Your volatility, guys, your volatility on NASDAQ is now under 20. I would suggest at this stage, guys, we are not going to go long on the NASDAQ. I think that, oh, look at your volume. No. So it goes straight away, right? Straight away volume. Right, I'm not going to send you long on the NASDAQ. Normally we sit around the 300 mark. We're down at 111. That's just not cricket. Well, so if you don't mind, guys, I am going to tell you, do not go long on the NASDAQ on that candle. If you don't mind, So now, guys, I'll turn the camera back on. We're literally in the last 5 minutes. Today, so guys, as I spoke about earlier, today I'm on 4 accounts at the moment, guys. I'm checking that, running that, doing everything that I need to do. Again, so today, guys, my personal results 527, 585, 224, and 425. I'm okay with that. I took 2 trades, guys, 2 trades, and then focused on making sure the LTR was run properly. So I hope that you guys have learned something today. In fact, I'd love to know, guys. I'd love to know what the number one learning is out of today. That would be fantastic. Feedback is, guys, so you guys prefer YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And it looks like, guys, more than half of the webinar are interested in getting funded, which is exciting. Again, I think funding is good fun, guys. Again, it gives you the ability to trade multiple accounts simultaneously. Guys, so I'll talk to TTP about what their preferred copy trade software is, guys, and I'll be able to get back to you on that one. There is such a great opportunity here, guys, for those that want to. And guys, again, key point, I'm not selling you copy trading, right? I'm not selling you copy trading. But let's say your goal was to make $100 a day, but you did it on 5 accounts. You've made, even though you've only taken 1 or 2 little NASDAQ trades and made $100 US, you've done it on 5 accounts. Guys, so it's an incredible time leverage thing. Most incredible time leverage thing. I think it's actually brilliant. And for the FTX traders, guys, quite a few people have actually said, Lockie, I'm starting to get sick of the American markets not moving. Should I swap to the FTX? That's a great question. Guys, the American markets are notoriously quiet in the month of August, which is what we're currently experiencing. I am more than happy for you guys to trade the FTX. It's a very, very easy market to trade. Just be aware that it's a $25 point versus a $5 tick on the NASDAQ. So 5 times the risk, 5 times the potential reward. But our strike rate today, guys, on FTAX, again, if you're just following what we do, the strike rate has been very, very good. Very easy to trade, guys. It is the European Open. It is the flavor of the day on Europe. That's why it's so easy to trade. And guys, in saying that, every single ratio-based trade there has got an indicator telling you exactly what to do. Thank you, Tim, guys. And every single indicator-based trade has gone to target today. Yeah, the FDXM, Dan, you can trade the FDXM, guys. FDXM has got a 5 euro point. So basically the same as the NASDAQ. So you can come across to the FDAX trade, the FDXM. Now, again, just be aware that if you're going to do a trading challenge, you need to make sure the trading challenge is switched on for either Europe guys or the US. Just be a little bit careful of that. MJ, you did 1,932 today in sim. That's all right, but there's nothing wrong with sim trading, proving your competence, proving your expertise. Dan, the euro data does cost $20 a month. Yes. So $20 a month, 100%. So the goal would be, guys, to make more than $20 a month as an FDAX trader, and then you've got a reasonable business. Reasonable. If you're in the LTR, guys, so let's say the LTR costs you $97, you need to make $120 a month, and your business is neutral. All right. So it's the moment you make $220, you're in profit. Off you go. Keith, it is. Well, I use that data feed. Yeah, correct. So guys and girls, any questions at all from anywhere out there in the world? I believe we've done okay today, guys. We had to navigate the NASDAQ very, very carefully. Guys, the first couple of trades on NASDAQ were absolutely brilliant. Then we picked up this reversal here that was only profitable if you use the tight target. Again, if you wait for the retrace and the rejection like we were doing on the FDAX, guys, then the NASDAQ trade never got filled. And there's basically nothing clear, guys, on the NASDAQ at this stage because the S&P and NASDAQ don't agree with each other. Guys, so we've basically got charts in conflict. What's going to bring them out of conflict, guys? 9:30 p.m. high impact news in the US tonight. So that high impact news will be the thing that makes a very, very big difference to this market. So guys, if you are going to be trading a little bit later on, just watch that 9:30 p.m. news. It is quite an important news announcement. Just watch that, and we will again wake up. For me, guys, I'll wake up tomorrow morning. The news will be into the market, and then I'll look at Asia. I don't trade Asia, guys, but I'll look at Asia as a filter for what we're going to be doing tomorrow night in the live trading room. Guys, now with all that said, guys, Arlen will normally come on around about this time. So guys, before she does come on, big thank you to TTP. For anybody, guys, if you need help with indicators, please reach out to Samurai. If you need help with getting funded or staying funded, please reach out to Samurai. For all the members of Samurai, you're about to get your indicator upgrade. You're about to get that 60-minute chart trading guide. Will come into the members area next week, guys. So you'll be able to tick a box leading into the session, guys, knowing exactly what to do on the 60-minute chart so you can read the markets. And today, that's where I got all the Asian levels from. Guys, and I do believe today that made quite a difference. Basically, we tested the Asian low. Guys, we basically mucked around the Asian low. We then got caught back inside the Asian low. That's when the S&P 500 traders picked up that really lovely reversal. Guys, so Young Beck and a couple of the S&P 500 traders picked up this beautiful Asian reversal, guys, and just basically ran it all the way back up. Now, mind you, I think they only ran it to here, guys, but it's still a really, really profitable trade. Well, it's still a great little trade. Guys, any questions at all? Guys, any questions at all from anybody? Any questions? I'm just waiting, guys, for Arlen to come back online. She's normally online about now. Klaus, my absolute pleasure. My absolute pleasure. Guys, does anybody need a forecast for later on tonight? Do you need to know where the market is likely to go? Any levels, any key levels for those that are trading a little bit later on? It's very, very easy to do for you guys. In fact, guys, NQ, yes, Dan. All right, let me do NQ for you. All right, so guys, let me do NQ for you. I'll give you some idea of where these guys are going to go to. So first port of call, guys, first port of call for the buyers will be that 150 extension. Let me get rid of this one here. All right, so first port of call for the NASDAQ, guys, will be the 942 mark. Now, they're probably going to get there relatively quickly. Guys, they're probably going to get there relatively quickly. The next really important set of figures, guys, for the NASDAQ traders, guys, note up here, you've got this 200% orange extension. Guys, that's off the monthly chart. So Dan, your key level there is 23957, right? 23957. Now, as interesting point, I bring up the seller zone, the stair step on the 4-hour NASDAQ, but not the S&P. Let me just check if that's changed. because the reason we're now buying is we might be in 4-hour reversals. Right, so let me just double check. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Very important, young Dan. If we get, can you see, mate? Can you see right here? See this little static bar reversal on the 4-hour chart? Right, see that little static bar reversal on the 4-hour chart? If we keep buying on the NASDAQ, guys and girls, if we keep buying and they were to get anywhere near that high point of 963, then this is going to turn out and it's going to rally back to that 150 right there. And so another very key level tonight, will be 23989, which proved to be incredibly important. It was incredibly important last night. 23989. All right, so a couple of key figures for you. Again, that orange extension, you can see them honoring it perfectly. That 150 there, and the traditional NASDAQ turning point is 161.8, just there. That's yes. Keith, the daily is blue. Yeah, the daily is blue. The monthly is orange. And my 60-minute chart and 4-hour chart at this stage, the 4-hour Fibonacci extension is at 161.8. Now, the reason I love that, guys, the reason I love it is have a look where we got to yesterday. We tagged the 161.8. We sold off it. We then broke through it. We went straight to the 200%, straight to the 200%. Once we got to the 200%, that's where the market turned. And more tellingly, Keith, up the top, right there. So the high point of yesterday, that's the high point the NASDAQ has ever been to, guys, is the 161.8 Fibonacci extension we spoke about on YouTube yesterday. So that's like the ultimate failure point for these guys. So for your trading, guys, for your trading later tonight, okay, so this is obviously a 4-hour chart. All you're going to do is draw your Fibonacci down to catch them on the way back up. And you're looking for a culmination or an agreement between these fibs. And there's a beautiful agreement right here between that 200% monthly extension and the 38 retrace. Typically, they'll come up here to 24,000. Fancy that. Dan, there's your magic number, mate. 61.8 fib retrace and 24,000. Right, that's a beautiful spot for these guys to reverse. So, Arlen, we were just answering questions, waiting for you to come and say good day. So we've had a reasonable session on the NASDAQ. S&P 500 traders are very profitable. FDAX traders, complete walk in the park today. All we did is use ratios, and it's gone really well. And so, again, we've said thank you. So big thank you to TTP. Thank you to Arlen. I was very excited about what we're working on, and we'll probably have some exciting news shortly. How about that?
First of all, hopefully we're going to get more exciting news. Love seeing that, guys. Thank you so much for joining for another great session. Let's all thank Lachlan here for another great live trading room. Reminding everyone here that we have our summer campaign going on. So if you're interested in grabbing one of those Prime futures accounts or even CFDs, that are above 150 euros, you can now get it with 20% off, which is wonderful. So if anyone's interested, use the summer code summer20 for 20% off. Other than that, guys, hopefully soon with Samurai Day Trading, we can launch the US market trading room as well. We're working on that. There's a few cool upgrades happening, so we're working on it. But until then, guys, I'll see you next week on Thursday with the Trading Pit and Samurai Day Trading live trading room. And then whoever is trading with Samurai Day Trading with the live trading room, you enjoy your session tomorrow. And that's it from my side.
Thank you, Arlen. Thank you, everybody. See everybody next Thursday or tomorrow in the LTR for those that are with Samurai. Arlen, thank you. We'll see you soon.